All right, folks, we are back working on this 86 GMC. We're going to do the starter today. We've been having nothing but starters. This thing has a 400 in it. That's the wrong one. Like it's not supposed to be in it. So one of the things is it's the 400 is out of like a 1970 Chevelle or something like that. So one of the things is it's eating starters alive. Literally will break a starter after 10 or 15 starts. Donnie thinks he got it figured out. He just went like one of these. Yep, saw that shit. So here's the deal. Everybody keeps going and getting starters, but they've been getting starters for an 86, an 83, whatever.
Big blocks.
Big blocks, a 454. Because, you know, people think things like, oh, 454. Wait, we got to answer the question. All right, folks, we had to go supervise. Now, what we were saying, this thing's got a 400 in it. It's the wrong engine. This is an 86. The engine is from 70. So a 400, the starter mounts slightly different. So everybody that's been working on it has been ordering a starter for an 86 truck, because this is an 86, but the motor is actually a 70. So sometimes you have problems with starters. We did a whole other video showing you that earlier. There's a little bracket that you need to use and stuff, but it keeps breaking the snout and everything. So what we have here is a starter designed for a 1970. It's actually got a cast iron snout.
Yep.
The snout is slightly different.
Yes.
Who knows if that will be all the difference? I don't know. But that's what we got. This is an AC Delco. What's our part number there, Donnie? Well, so we got this one, AC Delco, remanufactured in China. So for whatever reason, it is cheaper for AC Delco to take these heavy ass starters, ship them all the way around the world to China, rebuild them, and then ship them all the way back to the United States. How long is that going to keep going on? All right, and so what about this one, Donnie?
It's probably made in China two-way. Remanufactured in China.
Remanufactured in China. So that's interesting, isn't it? So I got two Chinese starters here, but you can't get an American one, so I don't know what we're complaining about. I'm thinking that one, Donnie.
Well, the reason I'm thinking this one, look at...
Donnie's got it. Now, this is the one that was on it, which we think is probably for a 454 big block.
See that there?
We're a little dark.
Well, we got a problem. Well, let me see if I can light it up with my phone. We got a problem here with this braking, okay? But it's
Is that what keeps breaking?
That's hollow, and the bolt goes through there. So it's got a quarter inch here, a quarter inch here, and a quarter inch here to hold it.
And they haven't been getting it lined up very good with the teeth and everything, so we're going to get all that straightened out.
This one's a little better, but it's only like a ½ inch up here, and then it goes hollow again, and then it gets quarter inch up here at the top. So I was looking at this one. This one's the same way. It's quarter.
So that's basically the same thing.
It's basically the same quarter. This one here is solid cast iron up
I
there.
believe this one is a remanufactured. I think it's an original piece from 1970. I think. I don't know, man. It is cast though, instead of that other stuff. Well, I guess this is cast.
It's a lot. Well, that's aluminum.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is a lot. It's a lot tighter tolerance there.
Yeah, that's
now
true.
we've got a special bolt down there with a big shoulder on it, big long shoulder, and that ain't doing nothing in these starters because there ain't nothing for it to grab a hold of.
That's a good point.
This one is from the choice of my three, this one's the best one.
Well, that's the one we're gonna go with.
You know, that's the one we're gonna try, and let's see what happens.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay, Ronnie's got me under the truck trying to kill me here. But this is what we got. Here's where our starter mounts. We got our starter here. We got our bolts here. We're going to try to lift it up there and get it in place. That bracket we've been talking about here, right there, it goes on this bolt right here. Somewhere, right there. So I gotta get it lined up. Gotta get these two bolts lined up. Okay. and we'll get all these lined up and go at it and see exactly what we're doing. Here's these special shoulder bolts I told you about. It's all one shoulder, so they're supposed to be good bolts, but
They're from GM. I think it's factory.
they're actually factory GM bolts. Ronnie's telling me here. Here's another one. But anyway, we're gonna try to slide this thing up in here, and we'll get back with you when we get it mounted there. Okay, we had to switch starters here. The other starter would not fit because the bolts was too long. So I went ahead and put this starter in there, which I do not like, but we're still doing research. We might get another one to put in here, but we've got this one in. We've got it mounted. I did get that bracket on there. I did get it tight. That's more than what the other people could say. So the bracket's tight. The bolts in the starter are tight. We've got to get back here and try to check the clearance on this thing, which is going to be extremely fun. But we're going to do that here next, and I don't know if I'll get you a shot of that or not, but I will try. Basically, what we're going to do, see if I can get around here to it. You know, I'm getting old now and kind of a little heavy, so damn, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some teeth up in there in the starter, and I'm like all up in this damn thing. The teeth are up there in the starter, and we got to check the distance between the teeth and this flywheel, and I need it to be 1/8 of an inch drill bit to go in these teeth. Basically 1/8 inch between the teeth and the teeth of that starter over there, and it looks like it's going to be too tight. I'm just sitting here looking, but I'm going to jump that Bendix out and see exactly what it looks like when it comes out. But like I say, it looks like it's going to be too tight, but we'll see. And what I'm going to do, there's the way a starter works on the starter here. Let's see if I can get this one over here where I can show you. Okay. See how on the starter there's an S there and there's an R there. The R is run, the S is start, obviously. Your power wire goes here. Power wire goes here. Your start wire goes there. It goes to your ignition switch, and your run wire goes here. This run wire goes back up to your distributor. Powers your distributor. So basically, your ignition switch comes on. It starts it here. Your power goes in here to the battery. Starts here. Your ignition switch kicks this on, which throws the Bendix out. When it throws the Bendix out, your power here makes it spin. So as long as you don't hook up power here and just hit your starter wire, your Bendix will jump out, which means that gear will jump out, and it's going to mesh up with the teeth up there, so it will let me know how far off it is. I wouldn't try to hold that all day. We're just going to jump it out and look at it and let it come back in real quick. So, you know, it's not going to be any worse than starting it for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it is that it takes to start one. So we're going to jump it out and check it, and then we'll see where we're at. And we still got to pull the wires down here, put a new starter cable and all that good stuff on it. So we'll let you know something. Okay. Basically, you see them teeth, they jumped out there and they hit that flywheel and got hung up. So I need to somehow measure that and see exactly what it is up there. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but me and Ronnie's going to brainstorm and figure it out. Basically what I did is just what I told you. I hooked that lead to the start side, and I ran it over here and hooked it to the battery and battery cable, and told Ronnie to hit the battery cable. So he's bumping it on the battery up there.
Bump, baby.
And it's jumping out, hitting the flywheel just like we wanted it to.
Hit it, baby.
Hit it again, Ronnie. Here we go, it's gonna jump.
Gonna jump, baby.
See it jump out? There you go. Well, we need to figure out exactly what that is and see if it's jumping out far enough. Now, I know it's stuck in there, but it normally wouldn't be because the motor would be turning and it would kick it out. So I'm gonna go get my flashlight, I believe, and see what I can come up with here. And we'll let you know something here shortly.
All right, people, he's got me under here now. Can you believe this shit? So, basically, it's a little too dark, so you can't see it. But from the gear to the pinion shaft should be 1/8 of an inch. There's another way you can do it with a paper clip in the gears, but you can't. It's hard to get the paper clip in there. But from the top of a tooth to the shaft should be 1/8 inch drill bit. So we're looking for an 1/8 inch drill bit, and if we find one, we'll let you know. All right, folks. So basically, if we slide an 1/8 inch drill bit through from the top of the teeth to the shaft, it should fit snugly. This is 2 sizes too big, and it's loose as hell.
So 5/32.
It's a 5/32. So that would be a 2 1/2/16, 1 1/4/8. Yeah, so it's too big. So 1 1/4/8. It's bigger, okay? And it doesn't. It's still loose. So basically, the starter needs to go up, but it can't go up because we didn't even put any shims on it. So this starter will not work if you put it on it. It's so damn loose that it's just going to grind everything. It's not shimmed right. It needs to be in tighter. So that's probably why it's been eating up starters and flywheels, because they can't get it shimmed right. So my guess is, this is just my guess, that the cast iron one would fit better, but we don't have bolts to hold it in. We don't have the right bolts. What we could do is put these bolts in temporarily just for fitment test with some kind of big washers on them or something to hold it in place, and just see if we're right and that one shims out better. And if it does, then maybe we can order the right bolts. So there we go, it finally focused up. So I don't know. We could also try to shave some of the top of the starter off, but
You just asking for it if we do that, because then we'll have to do it every time.
yeah, it's better to get the right damn starter and the right bolts and all that. So I think we might have to order some bolts.
Okay, y'all, we're in tight quarters down here, but you take a 1/8 inch drill bit. Come on, focus up. Take a drill bit, and you got to go in between here to here. See how it sticks? That means it's right. Okay. So you go to the shaft, not the bearing, because the bearing sticks out a little bit, but you go to the shaft to the actual teeth of the starter, and that will tell you something. That will get you close. And you need an 1/8 inch drill bit, is what they're telling me. It's like 10 different people on the internet saying this. So go there to there, and it hangs. It hangs there. So it's extremely close, but we still need a few more shims because our it's wrong. That's not an 1/8 inch, but we need an 1/8 inch drill bit. But that one's a little longer. I have an 1/8 inch, but we're moving in the right direction. This one wasn't nowhere close earlier when Ronnie was trying it. But we have found out that you put shims under the outside bolt, and that basically rolls it in towards the teeth to make it tighter. So we're going to put a couple more in there, and we're going to keep trying it and make sure we get it tighter there. Okay, look, we shimmed the starter. We had to shim it on the left side. Let's see if it starts any better. Go ahead, Ron. Hit it. Do it one more time. No. Don't do that no more. Well, the starter missed the whole flywheel. Wonder what that means. We'll have to get back under there and see. Damn. Did fire up. Well, now I've got 8 shims, 8 half shims in it. And you guys ain't gonna be able to see, I don't believe. See if I can get that back. But my bearing right there is riding on the flywheel. I got it too close.
But the main problem is, I think,
Okay.
the nose cone is wrong. That bearing should be past the flywheel. That's my opinion.
Well, I don't think it's gonna focus on me, Ronnie. There, maybe.
Can they see it? Sometimes if you touch the screen where you're trying to focus.
Well, I tried, but right there you can see where that bearing is touching. Basically, I've got 8 shims over here just on this side. I'm gonna pull a couple out and see if I can bring it back down to get that off of there and see exactly what we can do.
Hey, if anybody knows how to get the longer nose cone and what it would be on, let me know.
Yeah, anybody knows how to get this long starter with the longer nose cone,
So that bearing's past the flywheel.
so the bearing's not touching the flywheel, let me know. But this is what we're dealing with, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna back it out, get it back, push it back this way a little bit, push it back this way a little bit. Okay, we've been playing with it here just a little bit. Hit it, Ronnie, see if it'll start. Fuel, we ain't getting none for some reason. All right. Take 3. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm trying to get gas in it here. Go ahead. I don't think so. Okay, whoa.
You want me to hold the pedal down?
No. You chokes on anyway. It won't do that. Okay, what I've done here. Let's stop here, Ronnie. What I've done is I'll show you on this starter here. This starter.
Let me show them with
this.
this. Okay, so the way they're saying now to do it, in the past people said to use a paper clip between the Bendix and this is the bad starter. In the past they were saying to use a paper clip between the Bendix and the flywheel, but it's a pain in the ass to pull the Bendix out. So they figured out now that if you use an 1/8 of an inch drill bit, which we don't have, but we believe this is about the same, you can lay it on the shaft and measure between the shaft and the teeth on the ring gear. So let me stand this up so you can see on the top here. Show how there's clearance there. I don't know if they can see it. Okay, so basically when we were riding the damn bearing, we were too close because this 1/8 of an inch, we're even closer than that, right? So the teeth should not be touching that damn bearing, obviously, but it's just showing you that we were too close. So he pulled a few out and apparently has gotten us to the point where we're about shimmed right. So basically, by taking the shims out, he's moving it back away, which means we're getting a little bit more of a clearance here, which is making it mesh up a little better.
Now, the problem with it not starting, the fuel's just now starting to pump up here. So I gotta get fuel in the carburetor and then it should start. We've had that carburetor all flipped it upside down and on its side and everything else, so there's no fuel in it right now is the problem. But I will need to check this spot back here in the back and make sure I've got power to the distributor. Pour a little gas down the carburetor. Try that, Ronnie. a little gas, keep it running. Fuel pump over there. Got all the belts loose. I'm sure they're loose right now. Hang on. I got to run the idle up on this thing. Okay, we got it up and running. The intake's doing a little bit. The intake's doing alright. I still got a skip in it. I don't know if it's a spark plug or plug wire or what it is. And like that, he ain't touching the gas. Doing that. So there's still a few little quirks we need to iron out. Check the time is still high, but we've got it up and running. We'll shut it off now. But we've got it up and running. Everything is good again, but we still need to do other things. If anybody knows anything that can help us on the 400, let us know down in the comments. We was out of fuel. That's what our problem was. We had to go and get fuel. We put fuel in it and she fired right up. All right, sounds good. See you after a while. Comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up for filming it.